Let's get ready to rumble.
Flogs. Hogs, Cogs and 2 Aussie Flogs are on the road this week. We're up at the Rutherglen Rumble. What do we reckon so far? We've just walked in the gate. There's plenty of stuff happening down there.
Looks like there's plenty of action happening here, mate. Let's get in here and have a look.
Let's have a look. But yeah, guys, Rutherglen Rumble, it's a fantastic event. The guys from Caffeine Machine obviously run it. We've talked about it on the podcast before. We thought we'd do something different this week with Hogs, Cogs and 2 Aussie Flogs. We thought we'd go on the road, go and show you what a massive turnout this is and what sort of a rally it is. We've got cars, trucks, motorbikes, the whole lot. Let's go. Now, Rob, tell us about this beautiful car of yours.
Well, I've had it for about 7 years now as a project. I brought it sort of half put together.
Yep.
And then had to rebuild it up from there because half of it was done pretty dodgy.
More importantly, Rob, you've got the symbol on it.
Well, I love Harleys, mate.
Yeah. So we've got a car guy that absolutely loves Harleys.
I love Harleys.
How many you got?
3.
What do you got?
203 V-Rod, 2013 Dynamite Glide, and a 96 Sporty Trike.
This sporty trike.
Sports for Trike.
You don't see a lot of sportsers made into trikes, mate. That'd be.
No.
I'd like to see that.
Awesome stuff, mate. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who are we talking to?
Gino,
And Gino, what's this magnificent bike of yours?
2016 Soft-Tail Deluxe.
Yep.
Yeah,
And what have you done to it?
bags, pipes, stage 1, lenses.
Yep.
Just lots of money.
Yeah. Let me tell you, he's gone all shy on me. He's never shy like this, let me tell you. Put a camera in somebody's face and all of a sudden they shrink.
So I'm here with Roseanne and Jason at the Rutherglen Rumble. Guys, what do you think?
Yeah, it's great.
good.
Yeah.
I haven't had a great look around yet. We've not been here long, but to tell you what, the quality of some of the bikes here are beautiful.
Exceptional, yes.
We've had a ride out from Wodonga
Nice.
through Beechworth.
And Stanley
Stanley.
and up through Stanley and stuff. Yeah, it was good.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. Well, tell you what, they've put on the weather for it, haven't they?
They have,
Lovely,
yeah.
yeah.
How good is that?
Yeah.
So,
Excellent weather.
well, look, it's always good to catch up with people that watch either of the shows or watch the podcast, and this is going to feature on the next Hogs, Cogs and 2 Aussie
cool.
Flogs, so you're now officially Flogs.
Flogs.
Okay?
Some of my mates would agree with that.
So here we are with Narin and Whitey, obviously there. So, mate, tell us about this magnificent motorcycle of yours.
Okay, so it's the 2018 Soft-Tail Deluxe.
Yep.
And I built it in memory of my dad.
Right.
So El Padre, the father.
Yep.
So he passed in 2019. So I'm adopted.
Yeah, okay, yep.
So it just gives you, I suppose, a little bit of insight who my dad is.
Yep.
And yeah, so he picked me up when I was about 5 years old, and raised me to be the man I am today. Like, taught me work ethic, and just how to be a gentleman.
Yep.
And yeah, like, how do you thank a man like that?
And obviously you're very proud of him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Grew up on the farm.
Yep.
And yeah, like he sacrificed a lot for us kids.
Yep.
Like going through like school, high school, like all our sporting events, and he put a lot of things aside so that so my sister and I could thrive.
And so you've dedicated this whole bike to him?
Yeah.
And so what, with the whole bike, so how long does it take you to get to this stage?
Well, they never say they're done.
Yeah.
But up to here is probably about 2 years. 2 years. So pretty much in 2018, I bought the motorcycle in 2018, and I was always going to go like down to Cholo path with this.
Yep.
And then after my dad passed away, it was just like it just came to me as, you know what, I still go Cholo, but it now has a name.
Yep.
So, and hence El Padre, the father. So,
Absolute credit to you, mate.
Yeah.
Whitey?
Mate, I can't fathom the amount of work you put into this, man. I mean, even the brake disc, just the type of brake disc with the little indentations in it, the fleck through the paintwork, just all the little things, man.
Yeah.
I mean, this has obviously cost you an arm and a leg, but I tell you what, you couldn't ask for a better tribute, as far as I'm concerned, to your dad, because this is absolutely gorgeous. And El Padre, mate, is known Australia-wide.
Oh, thank
We all know that this bike is known Australia-wide. I mean, have a look at the detail in this, Paul. Yeah, I mean, every little bit on it is perfection. Every little bit on it is perfection. Absolutely love it, mate. Absolutely love it.
Well, mate, I've got to say, you're an absolute credit to your father, the way you speak and all that sort of stuff, mate. He must have been a fantastic gentleman. And again, thanks for spending some time with us. Really appreciate it. Well done.
Cheers, brother.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely sensational. So we've got Narin and Kane here, and you're the judges for the bike show here today at the Rutherglen Rumble.
That's correct.
What do you reckon?
Well, there's a lot of really beautiful motorcycles here today. I think we're both blessed that we have so many to judge from, but
Yep.
it's definitely made our job a bit harder. but today, like a lot of people, seen the sun, bring their bikes out,
Yep.
and yeah, it's definitely been a bit of a challenge. So both of us have been trying to pull our heads together to.
And you're not actually seeing double here. Yes, we did interview Narin before, and he's also a judge as well as that beautiful motorcycle.
Yeah.
What about yourself, mate? What have you found?
Yeah, a few nice ones.
Yeah.
I've had a few favourite before we had even talked.
Yep. That being?
I'm a real big fan of the FXRC custom there.
Yep.
Yeah, my first bike was an FXLR, so
Okay, yep.
yeah, big fan of those.
Yep.
And yeah, a lot of nice paint and a lot of chrome. I like.
Yeah.
I like
Lots of chrome?
Yeah.
I've fallen in love with these two over here. The
The old.
the two old Harleys, the 39 and the 48. Absolutely, they're in absolutely pristine condition. I mean, I'm no expert, so I don't know how much of that's original and how much of that's reproduction. But geez, they're a pretty looking bike, aren't they?
Yeah, no, that was a hard choice between
Yeah.
both of them.
Yeah.
Because out of all the motorcycles here today, these were the two that I was drawn to first.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pull the eye, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning. Tell us what you look for in a bike when you're judging it.
Well, first of all, we look at like paint, the overall design, from top to bottom, front to back, any like special unique features
Yep.
that are details that we find on the motorcycle, but also how well it's presented.
Yep.
This is actually Jimmy Allen's Harley here, this sporty, so he owns Fatal Finish, so paint is always going to be immaculate. All the chrome work is always gorgeous. But yeah, so they're the things that we look for.
Yep.
And then we have to go through and compare it
Yep.
to other people's bikes, that's the hard part.
Yeah.
Right there. So because everyone's bikes here, they put in so much effort, and everyone's a winner, but
Yep.
they put in so much effort to bring them out today, but also sitting in the garage last night polishing and
Yeah.
doing whatever.
Well, that's a question I have for you actually, is because some of these bikes, the chrome work is polished. I mean, yours is a perfect example, but several of these other ones, the chrome work is polished, and I try like buggery to get my fat boy to look because it's got a lot of chrome on it. I don't seem to be able to get that sparkle, that absolutely
Clarity.
that showroom finish.
Yeah.
How do they do it? How do you do it?
Well, how do I do it? Oh, well.
There must be a way.
Well,
you
the first
must
thing
have a way that you polish it.
Well, the first thing I do is I use the oxidizer. Yeah. And so I put that on, and so it gets rid of those water spots. So you allow that on, allow it to do its thing, set, and then we'll buff it off. Just with using all microfiber towels. I don't use anything harsh. And then my other little tip on chrome is when the engine is cool and obviously we're doing all this when it's cold.
Yep.
Is a bit of like a Naked Glass, which is a Bowden's product, which is a glass cleaner.
Really?
Because you get rid of all that oil and stuff, and it breaks all of that stuff down.
And what's that called again?
It's called Naked Glass. That's what I use.
Naked Glass.
Yes.
By
So-
Bowden's.
Yes. And so
That's-
I wipe that on.
That's a handy hit.
Yeah.
Eh?
Try it out.
They're gonna friggin' sell out.
Well, guys, I know it's a tough job, but good luck doing it. And I don't know who you're going to pick, but there's some great looking bikes here, and whoever wins deserves it.
Yeah,
well and truly.
Thanks, gents.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Now, can I just say, no rally or event is worth. You can't run them without volunteers. Who we got here? What's your name, mate?
Oh, my name's Paul.
Paul.
Yes.
Clearly a good bloke. And just a big thanks for volunteering with this sort of stuff.
Look,
Giving your time up.
Nick Hawtin's fantastic.
He's a
does
good
so
guy.
much for this town, and honestly, the event today has just been an absolute cracker.
For me, special mentions this bike.
Mate, this is just pretty, isn't it?
It is very
I mean, it is so old school, so
cool.
early 70s, late
Yeah.
60s, early 70s, and it just oozes cool.
Yep.
You know? Something you'd expect to be riding around across, down the beach in California
Yeah.
or something like that. And it's just, I'm tipping it's not the most comfortable bike to ride though. So have a look at that seat. I'm tipping that seat's not the most comfortable in the world, mate. But look at the attention to detail over on this side. All the braided lines. Your alloy oil tank. I mean, even the West Coast Choppers air filter here. You wouldn't even know it was an air filter, I suppose. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. And the paintwork, well,
it's beautiful.
What can you say? I mean, the camera won't do this justice because that paintwork, it looks like you can see about 1.5 inches into it, you know? Absolutely beautiful.
Whitey's just having a moment, and there could be a bit of movement in the pants.
There is a little bit of movement because I come from an era, the first movie I ever saw at the drive-in that was R-rated was Stone. And Stone, the bike of choice in Stone for all the bikers was the Z9. It was the cool bike back in the day when no one could afford Harleys in Australia and very few of them came into the country. So it's a very special place in the heart of the Australian biker, isn't it? And they go for an absolute ton these days.
Yeah.
Something like this is a 30, 40 grand bike these days.
Yeah, but it's beautiful.
Absolutely stunning. Yeah. I rode a couple in my younger days, and I went, oh yeah, great. I didn't realise what I was riding.
Yeah.
It's like the young bloke who grows up and realises the experiences you had are actually more special years later than they are right now.
Yep.
And the old Z9, Kawasaki did all right with that.
G'day and welcome to Hogs, Cogs and 2 Aussie Flogs, the greatest bloody podcast in the known universe. Well,
at least in Rutherglen at the moment.
The unknown.
Our guest today is Nick Hawtin from Caffeine and Machine. Now, Nick actually ran the Rutherglen Rumble this year.
I ran around it a hell of a lot, I'll tell you what I did.
Mate, you were running around like a blue-ass fly.
Someone said I needed a pedometer. I think I needed a heart monitor.
But another fantastic, successful event.
Oh, it was massive.
Yeah.
It was massive. Like, as we you guys came last year and noticed, we did it for the flood victims.
Yep.
This year we did it for mental health because after the floods we recognised a huge need for mental health services in this region.
Yep.
So this year we did it and it just ticked every box.
Yep.
Changed the date and we got great weather.
Yep.
Like it rewarded us and people travelled, man. There was people from Melbourne, Geelong, trucks from Tamworth. Like it was amazing.
The big part was we've had crap weather for the last few weeks, haven't we?
Yep.
And then suddenly, for a 6-day period, which happens to coincide with our trip up here, so I think we can actually be thanked for that, Nick. The weather has absolutely been shit hot.
We'll kissed on the proverbial.
Yes,
that's
very
what
much.
they say.
It's been brilliant.
So
Absolutely
how many entries did you say you have this year?
So this year we had 316 cars, 40 trucks and 200 plus bikes.
Yep.
We did drop the ball on the bikes a bit, but that came down with being such good weather. Everybody parked outside, no one ushered into the hall. But you just live and learn. Second year.
Yep. And like a credit to you, like the people that were there was, and there was no problem with parking.
Nope.
There was no problem with any of that sort of stuff. I just thought it was.
I'm sorry, I've got one criticism.
What's that?
You got the last snag from the Scouts.
Yes.
But we had slinky spuds, man. You could have had slinky spuds, all right? You could have had slinky spuds.
Friggin' took the last snag. I mean, that's just harsh.
So, have you any idea what you've actually raised yet?
Yeah, we did the tally. So so you got to remember we paid out a lot to run it. So we had like $1,500-$1,600 in the bands. We had trophies worth nearly $2-3 grand. Yeah. Then we had over I think it was about $3,500 prize money. So we did the tally today with all the dollar coins and the donations, and we came in it was about 13.8 or something like that profit.
Yep.
And that doesn't include like the people who donated goods for the raffle. So it was probably another $3,000, maybe $5,000 worth of donations. So for us it was a success. So approximately 6,800 goes to, I think it was 6,800 or 628 goes to the Ag Society, so we can improve the land and the grounds for more. Yep. And then another batch goes across to Gateway Health, so we can help people. But then we decided $1,000 to go to SES, because SES saved lives in this region a different way.
Yep.
And what we wanted to do was reward them, because they really dug in. Like Tracker got in, all the SES help, they just tirelessly worked, so they deserved what we gave them.
No, fantastic. Now, next year, what are we looking at doing next year? I saw you put up a post, and guys, you can get on the Caffeine and Machine stuff and the Rutherglen Rumble and start. You can put your own comments in there. But you're talking about next year dates and all sort of stuff. Can I just say one thing? Don't do it Easter Sunday.
No, we're not. We did it Easter Sunday last year because that's just what we had free.
Yep.
This year we did it like a week or two later. We did a poll last night, and we're looking around the 21st, right?
Yep.
It's tipping 21, 28.
So it's about the same time.
Yeah. Yep. So, but what we're looking, don't hold me to it, but
you heard it.
Don't hold me to it, but you got to go bigger and better.
Yep.
And I don't think we can go any bigger with cars.
Yep.
I don't think we'll probably go a bit bigger with bikes, but I think what we'll do, we'll go bigger in content.
Yep.
So what we're going to do this year, we've had a bit of a yarn. We're looking probably Saturday around this region. We need a good swap meet.
Yep.
So Saturday we're talking probably going to have a swap meet.
Yep.
Saturday evening we'll probably get all the food vans back in. We'll do a bit of twilight music, and we'll get the blow up cinema in.
Yep.
And we're thinking twilight for the kids, so we might play cars or something like that. And then we might do Running on Empty or something, or Harley Davidson, the Marlboro Man, a
Stone.
movie. Yeah, or Stone. Yeah, well, there you go, right? So we might do a poll on what to watch, eh? So
Poll's over, it's Stone.
Oh, right. So we'll do that. But because it's an ideal amphitheatre.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll get everyone in, and then Sunday we're going to hit it. And a lot of people are saying to me, why do you want to do it Sunday? The reason I need to do it Sunday is to allow for the truck drivers.
Yep.
The truck drivers get home Friday night, and they don't have to. They don't get to reach over the top of their roof, stand on the ground.
Yep.
They need a whole day to clean their trucks. So we give them Saturday, and then they'll come Sunday.
Yep, great idea. Now, the Perpetual Trophy, which is behind me, which is this magnificent trophy back here.
That's correct. The Joshua Dow Trophy Memorial.
Now,
Yep.
Tell me something about it. What's that all about? What's Joshua Dow?
Okay, Joshua Dow was an up-and-coming race car driver in this region. Personally, I had never met Josh, and I'll say that honestly, but I know and I'm connected with a lot of his friends. Josh was tragically taken in a trail bike riding accident not long ago, probably 5 or 6 weeks ago.
Okay.
He 799 was his race number. Well loved, well liked, top kid, just all and out inspiration. He was going to be something. Beautiful parents, beautiful family, and people approached me, sponsors and his friends, and they said, "Look, can we do something?" And then so we came up with the Perpetual Trophy. But what we got out of this, and you saw it, the family bought the race car in. Yeah. It is the first time that race car had left their property since Josh's passing. Yeah. So it was quite emotional. They drove it, because every Saturday they'd leave, they go racing. So Saturday they came out, it was quite emotional. But what I loved, they showed up, they saw the trophy for the first time. Gateway Health were there, they had a little yap to them, they had support. But they opened the doors and they opened their hearts.
Yep. And
kids and people sat in the race car all day, and they got photos, and they left smiling.
Yep.
Knowing that Josh was, legacy and memories not lost.
Yep.
So it was beautiful.
Mate, it's a magnificent trophy. I mean, it's
It took me 2 days to make. I don't look. There's a bit of Ford, a bit of Chevy, a bit of Nissan, I think, in there, but
it's a mongrel.
But the helmet was an interpretation of Josh's racing helmet.
Yep.
It took me 2 days to make the trophy, but it stays here. The 67 wagon won. He'll get his name on there.
Yep.
I think it was Sloan got it, so he'll get his name on it, and it'll be perfect.
Yep. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now, there was obviously, we had best in show, best paint, there was best interior,
engine bay.
So, guys, next year, make sure you get in early, get your cars up here, get your bikes up here, get your trucks up here, because it's a great day. It's obviously going to be a fantastic weekend. If it's anything like this, not only that, the region up here is just brilliant, because you've got wineries,
I mean, have a look at what we've done today.
Yeah.
All right, now it's 48 hours since the event now. We're staying for the entire 6 days, and today we've done a run over to Mount Beauty via Beechworth and back over to Brighton. Man, the roads around here are just incredible. I mean, for riding, we had the weather. The roads, I don't think I've ever been up here and seen the roads so clean.
Yeah.
There's apart from that little bit just outside of Rutherglen, which we will show you
right now.
So previously we've discussed the state of Victorian roads, and we just want to say we want to thank the Victorian government for the excellent work they've done in repairing the roads around Victoria. We couldn't expect anything better. It's absolutely been fantastic. The roads have improved so much in the last 6 months, and what can we say? It's made the riding environment so much more fun. Don't you agree, guys? Guys?
So there you go, as you can see, guys, still a bit of work needs to be done with these roads up around here, and of course, if they wouldn't mind getting off their bum and trying to get it done a little bit quicker, it would probably help everybody in the region, lots of stuff. But besides that, everything up here has been fantastic. You couldn't ask for anything better. Now, part of this this podcast was the theme of it was, 5 things you don't do at a biker / rally gathering meet. Around other blokes' bikes. So what? Now I know what I'm going to say. What's your number one? Your number one thing?
My number one is don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Really, it's just don't be a dick, because there was a couple of people got butt hurt that they didn't get where they needed to be, a trophy, and they took off and they hung a big wheelie, and then cops show up. Don't be a dick and ruin for everyone else.
Exactly right.
That happens, and for you guys watching, I don't think you understand. Those that are doing this, I don't think you understand, because you have an event like this that hours and hours have gone into front. I saw the same thing down at Geelong Bike Night.
Yep.
Now, them guys are trying to run a fantastic event down there every month. We have but of course there's always one or two that have to smoke it up. Hey, big fella, we know you can smoke it up. Give it a friggin' rest, because all you're doing is bringing the heat onto the thing. Next minute, the whole thing's...
It won't run.
It won't, because next thing, they're going to surround it with bloody traffic coppers, and no one's going to come. It's going to turn it to shit. And why? Because of one or two dickheads.
Not only that, but there's plenty of... You want to
go and play somewhere else.
Yeah, go out the bloody back road somewhere
front.
and you can go your hardest. But why do it there and wreck it for everybody else? Not only that, it scares the kids, mums and grandparents.
It's just a
that
dick
get
swinging
scared.
exercise.
Yeah, that's all it is.
But if they hurt himself, the big thing is if they hurt himself, it then comes back on us as organisers, and that's why we don't have alcohol.
Yep.
Because if you have alcohol at an event, it's 15 grand security, everything, police got to be there, and it puts the heat on you heavy. If there's an accident, we're liable.
Yep.
So that's why we didn't do alcohol.
Mate, if we can't go to a bike / car / truck show, and you can't go for a couple of hours without having a drink.
Well, you couldn't get a sausage.
You probably, well, that's true. So I had nothing to wash it down with either, so it was all right, I suppose. You're a cruel man.
Try that.
Now, so number 2 on my list is, for Christ's sake, don't go and sit on somebody else's bike. Generally, it won't be blokes riding that will do it. It'll be just one of the general public will say, "Oh, look, let's get my photo taken on this. Look at this beautiful bike." That bloke has probably spent the last 3 or 4 days polishing it to get it to look like the way it is, so you can take that really nice photo. The last thing he wants is for you to get on there and you got a belt buckle or something like that, and you go and scratch his tank, or you put his pipe's hot and you put your boot on his pipe.
It doesn't matter if it doesn't do anything. No,
yeah, just don't.
It's not your freaking bike.
Yeah, it's
stay to. Calm, Whitey. Calm, Whitey. stay off other people's bikes. It's bloody rude.
It's value. People don't understand the value of bikes.
Yeah.
I mean,
A lot of bikes are value.
You wouldn't go and open someone's car and go and sit
Yeah, but
in
they
it.
show up in a $6,000 car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're hanging over a $25,000, $30,000 bike.
Yeah.
They don't understand the concept.
The other thing is, ladies, and well, gents for that matter, handbag, do not hang your handbag or your jacket or whatever you got there while you're doing your shoe up or whatever. Don't hang it on the handlebars or on the sissy bar or something. It's not a closed rack. Do not do that, because people get really cranky in a real hurry, correct?
Oh, 100%. 100%. And another one, and this is a real piss off, is you get back to your bike and you can't lift the bloody thing up because the dick beside you's parked it, because he didn't want to go another 6 feet up the road. So he's parked it so close to you, and then when he sits his down, you can't actually lift yours up to get it. And especially if you're on something like ours, mate, it's hard enough to get the bloody thing out. And it's just common bloody sense.
Common courtesy is
well,
what
yeah,
it would be.
it doesn't seem to be so bloody common these days, quite frankly, mate.
And I think the last one is, again, if you're eating food and drink whatever, don't go near the bikes or the cars, and don't lean on the car. And if you do lean on the car, then and you leave a handprint, don't then go and rub the car or the bike to try and get your greasy paw print off it, because what you're doing is you're making it even worse. You're probably going to scratch the car. So that's the 5 do's and 5 don't do's at a biker rally.
There's probably a shitload more, mate, because I would have to say I've been to Sturgis, going back, and the thing at Sturgis is you don't see blokes walking around being the tough guy. Why does everybody have to walk around like, miserable, look at me, hello, Give it a rest, mate, because I'm telling you, there's a bloke 4 steps behind you who's twice as big, and there's a bloke 4 steps behind him that's twice as big. So
there's always somebody tougher than barbecue.
You don't pull that shit at somewhere like Sturgis, I'll tell you now, because and then behind all them is that copper who's about 7'6" and about 4 axe handles wide, mate. And I don't know where they breed them over there, mate, but Jesus, they've got some big coppers over in Sturgis, Christ.
I think everyone you see, every show you see, you'll see the 5 signs.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, you'll see the 5, but you have to tell those people, don't be a dick, don't leave everything, watch your handbag. And like I said to you earlier, I think the biggest thing for us, what spoiled the whole thing about our meet, don't piss and moan about the decisions, because we're not summon acts, right? So we're not the elite top 50. We're a country car show that was about mental health. We're there to raise money and awareness for mental health.
Not
if you
egos.
got a trophy, you did well. You got a bit of money, you did well. Don't piss and moan at the judge's decision. He's got an hour to judge 310 cars, 200 and something bikes and 40 trucks. And that ruins, that puts us out.
The tattoo one though, mate, the tattoo decision was a bit, no.
Hey, you just got trumped at the end,
I reckon I came second. I'm claiming second place in the automotive tattoo, and I reckon I was doing real well until this bloke walked up and quite frankly blew me out of the frigging water, mate.
Yeah, that tattoo was beautiful.
That was beautiful. That was really nice, and he came in at the last second.
And he came in on a cane. That was the best. He was the underdog. He was the underdog. He came in on the cane.
Hobbling in a cane. I said, this guy's not going to do any good, Yeah, kick
boom,
my ass.
check it out.
Boom. It was like, you're gone. Anyway, that's life.
So, guys, if you've got any suggestions or things not to do at a biker rally / car rally, lots of stuff, put them in the comments. And what we're going to do with those is put as many as you can. Right, we'll put them all together. We'll do the same thing as last time, and we've got this magnificent here as a prize pack we're going to give, which is a wind cheater.
A wind cheater, so it's a voucher for a free hoodie.
Yep.
And it's look after your mates.
Yep.
So it's a clothing line and Scots, was it?
And also Scots.
Oh yeah, true. And we've also, what we'll do is we've got a beanie and a hoodie as well from Caffeine and Gasoline Co. that do our shirts.
Yep.
So we'll throw in look after your mates.
Yep.
And also throw in Caffeine and Gasoline Co. clothing for you guys for what you come up with.
Yep. Now what I want you to do, guys, I want you to put a comment in. I want you to jump on Caffeine and Machine and the Rutherglen Rumble and give them a like as well. And then just put at the bottom of it, I'm a flog, like we always do. I'll put all those things in a randomiser. We'll put all those names in. We'll do a randomiser. We'll get a winning prize, and we will send it out for you. It'll be free of charge. That's a great little prize there. Another great prize from Nick and the guys. So that's just something else to get involved in.
Speaking of look after your mates, all the don'ts that we've just said about at a motorbike rally, I reckon that's probably the biggest do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Keep an eye on your mates, and if they're starting to act like dicks, the best person to pull them up is you.
Yep.
Not wait for someone else to have to pull them up, because they might get pulled up by the scruff of their neck.
Yep.
So, yeah.
But also, can I just say, we've actually just, you got Caffeine and Machine, but we've actually just done the Instagram Rutherglen Rumble page now, so we're going to start building and hanging on that. So
what we'll do is we'll actually put that link down in the description below. And we want you to really jump on that, because we'd love to get you all down here next year. It'd be a fantastic.
It's a great place though.
Yeah.
And we're trying to think of, let's do a cruise or something, and we might get Stumpy involved or something, because he knows this reason like the back of his hand, or we'll work something out.
I'll tell you what we'll do next year. We'll come up again next year. We'll organise a ride, all those guys.
That's on you.
Yeah,
cool.
We'll try and get a couple of other guys down here, a couple of other YouTubers down here that you might know. And then what we'll do is we'll end up here. We'll have a bit of a big meet and greet here. You can come in, you can talk to us. We'll organise some merch, a couple of prizes to give away on the day.
Fire up some bikes. We'll do whatever.
Yeah, we'll fire up some bikes. We've got a magnificent drag bike over there, which we won't fire up now, because if we do, we'll blow these microphones off the table. But we'll make it bigger and better next year. That'll be one of the things we do. Leave that with us, and we'll organise something for next year. So
cool. Love the
good.
support.
Yeah.
Love it.
That'd be great.
2 flogs supporting me. That's great.
It's an absolute cracking spot, Nick. So I've got to ask you one thing. Are they all yours?
There's about 6 that aren't.
Jesus.
Eh?
I'm the only bloke that's worked out how to bullshit his wife enough to turn it into a tax dodge.
Well, you've got some absolute bloody classics up here, mate.
It is.
Absolutely love them.
I've got a lot of mates that collect, one version of trail bikes or one versions of stuff. So I don't know, like my versions of bikes, you might think I'm schizophrenic. I reckon there's a fair few personalities here.
So what's your favourite?
Honestly, my favourite, I love my bikes I've built, like the Raw up there I built, but I really love me little, like pedal bikes and stuff. I just love them because of their early German styling, but I love them all, like there's always something about everything that I buy that I like, and I think it's the hunt, it's the whether you find one in a shed in South Australia, like I've just had a lady come in here and we've unearthed a 600 Desmo Ducati here in Rutherglen.
Yep.
And it's the excitement and the build of, and we're going to go and see it next week.
Yeah.
But it's not worth a lot of money, but it's that story of where it came from or what it meant to them, or because every bike in here has a story, like a history behind it, like, that was from a museum here, or this was owned by an old bike here, I know, and or this one, you know what I mean? They've all got history, and so it's a textbook or a timeline of history and riders, and like I said, the tables we've got here, there's, I think I've told you, there's a little helmet in there where the guy down the road gave me. It's a leather helmet. His father raced Indian motorbikes. His father met his mother, put a sidecar on the bike. The kids were born. Dad goes to war. The kids were dicking around in the shed. They kickstart the Indian. It blows through the door, smashes off the barn door. Mum comes out, yells at him and says, "You've got until your father gets back from war to fix the shed." The boys fix the shed. The father gets home. He dodges bullets. He's fought against them. Everything. Makes it home. Can't beat the missus. Bike gets sold. So it's all the history that sits here. Everything has a story. And if I'm here, I'll engage with people and tell them the story. I'm happy to, like the drag bike. With the family. We know the family. It was a tragedy, but the family have come down, the son and the grandchild have been here and seen it. In time, we'll take it back to its home and they can get some photos, So everything has a story we do.
Yep, awesome. Well, guys, if you haven't been up here, highly recommend. First of all, come up for the Rumble next year. Yep. That way you'll definitely be here.
But it's not just the Rumble. As you said, it's the area. I mean, just Rutherglen itself. You've got Caffeine Machine, obviously, which is 100% must. couple of doors up, you got Parker Pies. We had I don't know about you, mate, that one what was that? Steak and mushroom, me of it. Oh.
It was Australia's greatest pie shop.
Yeah.
Well, mate, I can't argue. It's brilliant. You got an ice cream parlour here, which
Gelatina.
is bloody close today, and I'm not happy because I was desperate for one.
The pubs are fantastic.
The pubs are brilliant. They looked after us real well
Good
last
Chinese.
night. Good.
There's a ripping man cave sign shop down the road if you want that sort of stuff.
Pickers Cafe and Collectables.
Pickers Cafe. Now that one's right down the other end of town on the left-hand side, and the only problem with
Louis.
that, you have to actually know it's there, I guess. But until you drive by, you wouldn't notice. But I tell you what, he's got a shitload of signs there. We took some home, and I think next time we come up, we'll be taking more home.
I think Louis got the largest collection of signs, like in the northeast for sale or something.
Yeah,
it's amazing what he's got. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. And not only that, if you're into like architecture and old buildings, like we went out to Chilton today. Chilton's brilliant.
Yep.
Even here's beautiful.
Well, Chilton's the last town that they do old movies in because of the original artwork on the wall. Yeah. So it's just a brilliant region. And just another reason to get off your bum and get out there and explore what Australia has to offer and what Victoria has to offer. Even good trail bike riding up here for people. You know what I mean? Like you and me, we ride road bikes, but there's heaps of great, off the beaten tracks, and there's indigenous art and everything they can trail ride into. So there's everything up here for everyone to ride.
There you go, guys. Well, Nick, we really appreciate you coming on board.
Thank you very much, boys.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Appreciate it. Now, we've got a little bit of... Before we finish up, Paul, don't be finishing up. We have a couple of updates that we need to give the guys. So, first of all, competition from week 3, the Man Cave competition. Yes. We have narrowed it down to 3 competitors.
Yep.
And they've all sent us... photos, and one even sent a bit of a video out of those 3.
We didn't let Nick enter.
No. We didn't let Nick enter.
This is commercial. This is a commercial, man.
That's right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them up here in a moment, and we're going to have A, B, and C.
Yep.
So as we said at the start, so that we don't, we can't pick who it is.
Yep.
These are the promises. These were the 3 best that came in. So what I want you to do is just comment on this podcast, A, B, or C.
Yep.
That's all you have to do. All right. And the one that gets the most will be a winner. Now, a disclaimer here: one of the finalists is someone I know.
Yep.
But again, I'll just put up his photos, and it's not up to us. It's up to you guys to pick.
Yep.
No, it's not. So
and remember, you're winning one of those great little Air Moto portable pumps,
air pumps,
which are valued about $150. So that'd be great.
All right, so we'll put them up right now. Okay, guys, so free crackers there, mate.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not going to comment on them until we next episode when we actually announce the winner.
Yep.
But because I don't want to influence anyone, mate. But some cracking ones there, and there is plenty of idea. The idea, Nick, was that basically they give us all their man cave ideas, and then I steal them for my man cave.
His man cave's pretty good.
His man cave is pretty good. I've stolen a couple of those ideas too. Don't you?
I like the hang it up thing you did. That was
like that too?
That was cool.
The helmet rack.
Yeah, that was cool as hell.
Yeah.
You did very well out of that helmet rack.
Yeah, I did.
Right, now the other thing that we've got to talk about today. The last episode we had Eamon in from Old Not Dead, and I don't know how it happened, but you, big fella, ended up on a diet.
Yes.
How's it going? Give them an update.
4 kgs down so far, which is in about 2 weeks, I think.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
that's a good start,
so
because
4 kilos down.
Slow and steady wins the race, mate.
Well, the target was half a kilo a week, so I've done 2 kilos a week, which I thought I'd do anyway. But so 4 kilos down. So if you were looking to get yourself a bit fitter, watch that episode. Eamon explains it on there. It's not hard. Pretty much you're on a protein based diet is what it is.
Yeah.
But you can pretty much eat what you want, just obviously not as much as what you normally would.
You've knocked back a Magnum ice cream tonight, mate, and I'm going to have 2.
Yeah, well,
because
yes.
there's 4 in a pack, and we can't let it go to waste.
They keep tempting me, and I keep knocking them back. So,
Are you on the diet too?
Oh, hell no.
So how come you didn't get the sausage?
Well, exactly. You reckon he would have given it to me, but he's on a meat-based diet,
Well, there
basically.
You go.
So
you're a good mate, so you're looking out for
He
it.
could have at least given me the bloody the bread and the sauce.
Buggery.
I was really starving by
Buggery. So if you need, look, if you want to know any info on it, and you want a bit of guidance or information on it, shoot me a message. Leave a comment down below. I'm happy to talk to you about it. It's not that hard, honestly. It's not that hard, but it's just a matter of getting into it and getting on with it, pretty much.
Well, you just got to man up, son.
And can I just say one thing? I want you to put this to bed. If one more person says to me, "Give up the grog," I'm gonna freaking blow a gasket. I don't drink. I don't drink.
Neither do I.
No, I don't drink. So you can forget about all that sort of stuff.
So if you were planning on sending alcohol,
send it his way.
Yeah, wasting your time with these two. Send it my way.
I don't. I know I look like. I know I look like I might. I know I come across as probably in that whole motorcycle community. They probably do knock back it, but I just don't drink. So it's easy. It's easy to ride all day if you don't drink all night. So
people pay money to be like me, mate, and I don't drink.
Well, guys, again, thanks for joining us. I know it was a little bit different this time with Hogs. Oh, actually, we've got to do the rallies, runs and events.
Rallies, runs and events, yes, we do. All right, guys, we've nicked off. And now we're going to give you the local rallies, runs and events. Quiet one this fortnight, mate, for May. I think it's 3rd to the 17th or something. So on the 6th of May, we've got a shop ride hosted by Morgan and Wacker out of Melbourne, and they're going to the King Lake pub. So that's starting at 370 Cooper Street, Epping at 2 p.m. Is arrival, and kickstands up at 3.
Okay.
So that's your general shop ride, afternoon ride too. It's a bit of a twilight ride, so hopefully they'll get good weather for that one, mate. After that, on the 7th of May, there's the Link Run that's hosted by the Triumph Owners Club. So that is leaving the Bales Recreation Reserve at 11 a.m. So kickstands up at 11 a.m. there. And last but not least, we have the 51st email rally out at the Ararat Scramble Track. Now, 51st, that's been going some time. That sounds like it should be a hoot. So if you're up that way or you've got a weekend free, get up to the Ararat Scramble Track and, support the Emu Rally, because I think it's a bit of an old school rally by the sounds of it there, mate. So not a hugely busy fortnight.
Yep.
Now, what we also want to do is, yes, for the last editions we've been doing just Victorian things, because that's what we run. I run the Victorian Rallies, Runs and Events page, but we do want to make it a little bit more national. So what I'm after is, if you've got a rally anywhere in Australia that you want us to promote, doesn't matter where, if it's going to be in the next month or so, shoot us a message and hopefully a flyer to Hogs, Cogs and 2 Aussie Flogs at gmail.com.
Yep.
And we'll start talking about some of the more interesting rallies around the country as well, mate.
Guys, if you're going to do it, you've got to make sure the date is on it, the address is on it, the time is on it,
yeah,
and what it's about.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
and all I can do is if you're going to run a rally or an event, put together a decent flight. Go to the Victorian Rallies, Runs and Events page, even if you're elsewhere, and have a scroll down and have a look at some of these flyers, because if you want people to come to your rally, you need to actually have a flyer that is actually going to draw attention. I mean, have a look at the Rutherglen Rumble one for a start. I'll give you that. That's a cracker, and I'm ordering my T-shirt tonight from that one, because there was actually it was that good. It's been made into a T-shirt and it looks bloody sensational.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a ripper.
So so it's just a handy hint to the organisers, because if you put up something bland, no one would have gone and seen Star Wars, mate, if you had put up a crap poster for it.
Exactly right.
It has to be a good poster.
Exactly
or,
right.
Or a good flyer. So that's it.
Well, that was something different from us this week. Not our normal thing, but we really wanted to come out here and showcase it and show you what was going on and talk to a few people at the event. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give us a big thumbs up and tell your mates about it.
And thanks to Nick for hosting us today.
Yeah,
really
big thanks to
appreciate
Nick.
it.
Big thanks to the team at Caffeine and Machine. It's been fantastic. Well, that's it from me.
That's it from moi.
And that's it from Hogs.
Cogs.
And 2 Aussie Flogs.
Ciao.
See you next time.